I did a little dance of joy in my living room when I received an invitation to the 9th International Conference on the Short Story in English, because I'd heard from friends that this was a conference unlike any other, and this year it was being held in Lisbon, one of my favorite cities. I couldn't wait to give a reading of one of my stories and participate on a panel on literary editing. The conference was held at the University of Lisbon, and while it's one of the oldest universities in Europe, the architecture is generically modern. The students there seem like students you'd meet anywhere, though apparently some are gigantic and red and prone to displays of extreme gymnastics. I attended a bracing range of scholarly panels on translation, on the latest underground fiction anthologies from Britain, on the work of Stephen Millhauser or Truman Capote, on the politics of teaching in the classroom, on globalization and literature, you name it. And every day there were terrific readings by writers. Robert Olin Butler put it succinctly when he said,
I think this conference in particular, and this organization, is perhaps unique, and certainly all I know of is a way to turn to find that common ground between those who create the work and those who are passionately engaged with interpreting it and giving it context.
The previous conference had been held in Spain, and rumor had it that the Portuguese organizers were pulling out all the stops to show their Iberian neighbors how to do it right. Our good luck. They took us to a beautiful sculpture garden dedicated to Portuguese poets. They took us to a former gunpowder factory, now turned art center, where you can see performances by bands like the Little Orchestra of Terror. They offered us a short play on the life and work of the Portuguese poet Fernando Pessoa and the literary salon of his multiple personalities. We were feted at the U.S. Embassy, where the Portuguese-American writer Catherine Vaz gave a gracious, welcoming speech. And they took us to the Mosteiro de Jerônimos, where we were fed and where we were serenaded. They fed us and fed us and fed us throughout the conference. Wonderful meals. But just in case we were getting a little too comfortable, Amiri Baraka tore us all a second asshole with a fiery keynote address that took on the Academy and moved from there to the rest of the world.
But what is postmodern? A road warrior society? Or simply as evidenced in the dialogue of some of the most backward language poets, an excuse to sit in the tenured office and denounce literary and political activism as, quote, impossible ideology?
In between panels and events, there was even time to walk through the city's narrow streets and collect photos of the local graffiti. There was even a chance to attend a trash film festival called Zombies in the Cathedral, but I passed. I didn't think I could handle an undead baby Jesus. And there was always a World Cup game to enjoy. And when Portugal won a crucial match, you could bask in the entire city's pleasure. What I'll remember most about the conference is the tough-minded beauty of the stories my fellow writers presented and the rainbow of their voices that could open in a few short words a waiting world.
I give you the image of a man running naked into battle. Not quite naked, because he wears a helmet.
I'm a great believer in insurance. Accident, earthquake, flood, lava damage, carjacking, hijacking, my family's protected. But what insurance company offers a policy against shame?
All my friends love to write. It's fantastic. Even I don't dislike writing, though I no longer do it. To write words, to write things, to write the world inside us, and the world outside us. All my friends write, all my friends are writers, all my friends produce books.
And when I imagine my hand on your heart, well, I feel the same thing. Not just the surge and suck like everybody's heart, for this raging heat. That's the war. I've never put my hand on your heart. You won't let me.
My cousin worked in a maquiladora. She made shoelaces for the Nikes brought from Indonesia, or put the buttonholes on Gap clothes. Don't sue me, I only suppose it could be anything anyone wears anywhere in the world today. That's how I know about the unsolved murders.
They told him, "We will only give you a job if we can cut off your head. You have been unemployed for a long time. You had children, he accepted." It's a funny story.
Sometimes we hit a wall. We cannot imagine what is going through someone else's mind, which is what happened with us, Dr. X, that is, you and me, just before noon this past Wednesday on the 5th Avenue bus.
I asked Maurice Lee, the mastermind of the conference, about the international cast he'd assembled.
What made that happen was our decision to call it an international conference on the short story in English. Because we knew then that at least we had a chance of getting all the various countries and the various different kinds of English-speaking countries to participate. We also set it up so that it would be a conference in which both writers and scholars would be in attendance.
When the last panels and readings were done, I found it hard to leave this literary conference that had been as exhilarating as everyone had promised. Found it hard to leave the glorious city of Lisbon, which still seemed to ring with World Cup celebration.